Oh, we're recording.
Oh, yep,
We're
you got
recording. I found some space.
you
Sorry.
got some space now. Sweet.
Real Talk
Excellent.
Radio. It's another edition of the Unmasking, and I got one of the more eccentric dreamers online with me right now, and that's Darkestnut. How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. It's an impromptu meeting. I was actually watching hockey in the Olympics with Mrs. Darknut. You interrupted me. Hey, y'all. You're doing an interview. And I went, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. So, hello, Real Talk.
Hey, I gotta ask what everyone's thinking, man. Why did you go with Darkestnut instead of Lightest Nut?
No, someone else had it, bastard. Someone else had it. I was like, well, I'm going to create a Facebook page, at the age of 44.
Damn.
I'm going to do this now, but I don't want to do it as me, as Mark Trail. I do like to keep them very separate. I am a private man, actually. I've got a family and I love them and I'm looking after them. Dark Knight is for me. It is for me. So yeah, someone other get at it. It was what Mrs. Darknut called me when I first met her. I first met her in a blaze of marijuana, taking sickies off of work and playing Legend of Zelda. I mean, it's really geeky. And one of the characters in it is called Darknut. And because my name's Mark, it was Mark Nut. And I've got dark hair as well. I've always had dark hair like this. So it just kind of nut meaning in English colloquialisms, head. Dark nut or dickhead, whatever you want.
You see, because most people, I know myself, I was assuming, I wasn't even correlating the fact that nut could be like bonkers. I was correlating the fact that nut could be climax. And I was like, why didn't he go with the whitest climax?
It can mean what you want it to mean. I'll be everything to you. It's fine. Yeah.
Hey, sorry, Real Talk Radio. We got off on a tangent, but that's what these interviews are for, so we can get to know the person behind the art, man. And why do you make music?
Yeah, it happened. I mean, when people say, "Hey, man," it happened organically, and you listen to their waffle, and you're like, "Fucking whatever." You just wanted to be a rock star, or you wanted to be a hip hop star. You wanted game or whatever. This is how mine started. I have told this story in another interview before, but it is worth retelling. I went to Morocco with Mrs. Darknut. Okay, I went to Morocco with her, away from the children. My mum had the kids. They were much younger at the time. We're talking about 10 years ago. We went to Morocco. You know how it goes. And we had a wicked time. And on the last day, we went around the souks, the big market in Marrakesh. And we were looking for basically shit to buy your family on the last day. Oh, we got your gifts,
Gotta love that. I got you this keychain somewhere. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. You got. You got it. Exactly. So one of them was this guy who was selling like this piece of shit banjo. It was like made out of a plastic bowl, a bit of bamboo and some fishing line and some pegs. Twang, 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 twang. And I bought it for my son, who was about 4 years old. And he played it. Like, come back home, flew into Heathrow, went back home. Dad, yeah, got some presents. Yeah, I gave him his banjo. I was like, hey. He made a noise on it for about 10 seconds and then put it in the corner. Never played on it again. Oh, yeah, I picked it up. And that was actually the start. And I annoyed the hell out of everyone with this 3-stringed Moroccan piece of shit banjo.
Yeah.
To the point that my missus got in a car one day and she brought back a guitar for me. She went, just play that instead. And that was worse because that was louder and I still couldn't play. So.
That's amazing.
And that's how it started. That is how it started. Out of boredom, really? Yeah. No big dream at the time. No.
And before you started making music, did you listen to music?
Oh, massively. Yeah, I was always a big. I'm a fan of the arts, to be honest with you. I do like film. I do like, and that comes across in my videos. I do like art. I do like going to galleries. I love literature. Literature is probably my number one. It's almost above music. So literature and music are the main two, though. And yeah, growing up, I listened to a lot of music. I was into, as a teenager, you get into a scene, don't you? That tribal thing. So I did that bit. and then got into your 20s, and then I went traveling around the world, and then all of a sudden it all just comes in, doesn't it? And yeah, I was big palette. By the time I started making music, I had a huge palette of influences, you know. So because I didn't start when I was like 15, where I was like, yeah, I like Nirvana and that's it,
Yeah.
you know, and I would just end up sounding like Nirvana. Well, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, it's true. And I started making music at the age of 37. I'm 45 now. So, and my first tracks as well were fucking shit. Of course they were.
You got to break them out one day, man. We got to hear those. We got to hear those.
No. Yeah.
They call me Darkestnut, and you don't want none.
Yeah. I was walking down the street one day.
Yeah, those are my favorite. The old ones. I got some raps I wrote when I was 14. I just be reading them, just laughing at myself. Like you thought this shit was good back then. You thought.
I sometimes hear my kids rapping to themselves as well. My little kid nuts. Yeah. But they're at that stage where they're not opening up, you know, because they're not confident enough. That we all do that when we start rapping. We all kind of start rapping through my nose, you know, anything sounds nice. You've really got to open this up, and you've got to rap from your belly button, basically. You've really got to come through if you want to kind of express what you want to express. And those techniques take a while to learn, actually, and they're very undervalued. People, it's just talking fast. Yeah, you try it, mate.
Yeah, that shit's not easy.
It's not easy.
I'd be trying this. I'd be trying to talk fast sometimes, and this is about the best that I can do. That's about the best I can do. Yo. Sometimes I walk around and I communicate to my family in rhymes only.
Oh yeah, that's really annoying.
Yeah,
that's really annoying.
They hate that shit.
Yeah. If I've had a day writing raps, all of a sudden it's like everywhere I'm going, like any kind of boring, banal conversation I'm having, I'm doing in couplets, you know.
There you go. Like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I went to the back and I didn't see any on the rack. So I came over here and was wondering if you could help me with that. They're just looking at you like you're crazy. I'm practicing, man. I'm practicing. You know, when you see an Olympian sprinting on a track, you don't question them. You know, don't question me.
You're not talking to fucking Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. That's what it is, bro. I become Dr. Seuss. I'm just. Yo, how'd you find Real Talk Radio?
After a long search, I kind of like shot my load when I first went on to sort of Facebook, started making the videos, and I was like, yeah, let's just join as many music groups as possible. You know, did that. And then what I quickly found out was that there are not that many music groups that are worth being members of, to be honest with you. It's, you know, you get one thumbs up from an admin. There's no feedback. Or other groups with these horrible cliques that just seem to just kind of like, they don't reach out and extend to newer members and things like that. And so yeah, it was just through just persistent searching, really. And I've now settled on two groups, to be honest with you. Yours for more the hip hop side of things and the more sort of electronic dance side of things, definitely. And there's another group that I belong to, which they started out as like a folk group, Canadian folk group, but they've got really eclectic over time as well. And they're only about a year old. So I am involved.
We got to pause. You said eclectic, and I don't even know what that means, and I can't let you continue without you telling me.
Okay. Eclectic, it's got a really broad spectrum of music on there.
Right.
So they started out as like acoustic-y kind of Canadian kind of rootsy stuff. And then over the months, they obviously I'm on there, but it's not just me. I think Jim Hibbert, who's
Jim Hibbert, yeah.
He's on there. I really like his stuff.
Did you hear the song that he did the other day?
Yeah, it was wicked, man. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of him as well.
Much respect, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, my man in Arizona. absolutely. Yeah. So you know, but you know, there's another. There's loads on the group that I like. Was it Chris McPherson? I love his bars. He's
Twin Side.
I love his bars. He's really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in like a month. Yo, Twin Side, if you're out there, we're looking for you, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Drop another one, please. Definitely. Yeah.
Drop something.
Your freestyling always fascinates me. You come from kind of that back. I don't come from a freestyling background. I not at all. I come from a writing background, so I'm very
Yeah,
technical.
I
Very,
know. That's
very,
why it's always
yeah.
neat listening to your son. That's what I meant to say too. For y'all that don't know Darkestnut, I've known him for some time since he first came. And the one thing that I'll say about your craft is that there's always, I mean, I've already told you this, there's always hidden vernacular in there that most people would just look past. But me, I rewind that shit. I'm like, man, hold on.
Oh,
What the
that's
fuck?
great.
What did he
Yeah.
just say there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I'll literally be here just smoking a joint, like, oh, I get it. I fucking and I
It's
love
what it's
that.
all about. Yeah, little, like I said during a comment, it's like little Easter eggs that you can do in hip hop. You can't really do that in a song. And the faster you can rap, the more you can squeeze in. But you got to make sure that if you're rapping fast, that you're hitting the beat. Otherwise it just sounds like a
You know
mess.
how many people can't grasp that?
Yeah, I know, I
And
know. Talking
it's
over a
like
beat.
it goes boom, boom, tss, boom, boom, tss, and you
Yeah,
need those words to fall within that, man.
yeah, absolutely. There's so much you
You
can
can't
do.
be ending
Yeah.
your bar on the third boom, boom.
No, lame.
It's like, dude, I like what you're saying, but you're not saying it correctly.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's I really liked that Netflix show, and I found it really informative as a late starter to hip hop. I think it was called Hip Hop Evolution, and it was so informative as to how to rap. I think there was another one with Ice-T about just techniques and things like that.
Oh man, we got to find those links and post it.
Yeah, honestly, really excellent, informative. Like how it all started with Cool Herc in New York, and it just goes right from there, and then boom, right, and it's just really informative. And I learned so much from just listening to those guys in America who were there at the outset. I'm absolutely deeply fascinated with this thing called rapping, because yes, anyone can rap. It's like most people can walk and most people can talk. It's just, but no, they can't. No,
Yeah,
they can't. It is a real craft. It is. It's not poetry either. It's not poetry over music either. I write poetry. I love writing poetry.
I love poetry.
Yeah, I love it. But it's very hard to get a poem to fit into a 4/4 and sound funky. It
I've
just is.
actually written a poem a
Mm,
long ass time ago, and I turned it into a song one day,
yeah.
and it's a crazy ass song. Like it hits your heart so hard because it was a poem basically about the crossroads of love, where you can open your heart and trust somebody and risk having your heart broken, or you could just guard the hell out of that shit, never have it broken, and be fucking
Yeah.
lonely.
Yeah, 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 sure, sure. Poetry can really run deep, and it can work. I've done it as well, actually. I've got loads of poems, and I do sort of lift them in, drop and
It's
drop them,
awesome.
drop them in. But you've got to switch your flow on it, because
Yeah, or
otherwise
you got to
you
switch words. Yeah, yeah,
and you don't want that, man. You don't want that. You need to go fast or slow. You need to elongate, then you need to condense. So I don't know. I like the pretty color of rapping, and I definitely look to those guys, those older guys, who actually say it's an instrument, okay, as well. Okay, you are part of the drum syncopation. You're also like playing a sax lead almost, with this stuff. If you like listening to, say, Rakim, and how he talks so eloquently about his craft, that's
Oh,
that's what I'm into. That's really what I'm into. I think it's magnificent when it's great. Yeah,
it
yeah,
is, man.
yeah.
So who's one of your favorite rappers?
Well, obviously, I've mentioned Rakim, MC Guru. God bless his soul. Yeah, yeah. God rest his soul, rather. The Tribe Called Quest, obviously. It's those kinds of
He
guys.
said, obviously.
Obviously, so they're all obvious, really. That it's all golden era kind
What
of.
about Tupac?
Tupac, no, not really for me, to be honest with you. I preferred Biggie. I thought Biggie was a more
All
talented,
right.
talented
Have you heard
rapper.
of Have you ever heard of Lupe Fiasco?
No, I haven't.
You
No, I
gotta
haven't.
check him out, man. He does like some conscious rap, and he does
Okay.
he does a lot of songs where he's like, people always told him to dumb down his lyrics, and he's like, nah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Oh, MF Doom as well.
Yeah.
The man without a home. Oh man,
I have
another
to
one.
check. I haven't even heard of some of these people you mentioned.
Oh man, you got to get on
I
this. You got to
know.
get
I
on
didn't
this.
want to say anything, but then after you
Right?
mentioned three of them, I'm like, yo,
There's so much out there, mate.
I
There's
gotta
so
get some
much
links. I
out
gotta
there.
get some links, man. I'll
I'll
tell
buzz
you what.
over some.
I'm gonna
I'll buzz
send
over
you.
some tough links, mate. They're tough links,
Yeah, I'll
definitely.
send you some. I'm gonna send you some Lupe Fiasco links. You should send me some of
Fine.
those links.
I will do indeed. Let's get
Yeah.
the.
All
Let's get
right,
the
all right. How
community.
long we've been going on here? I have no idea, but it was a damn good time, man. I try to keep it short because people's attention span here
Yeah,
and
I
then
know,
is
I
gone.
know, I know, I know. And we are rather boring.
Well, hey, I feel like I already knew you pretty personally, but I did get to know you a little bit more, and hopefully we're able to shed some light on who you are to the rest of the family because you're a cool ass person, and more people
Thank you
need to
very
know
much.
that, you know.
Oh,
So,
thank you very much. Yeah, you are
welcome.
too, B, and thank you very
Hey,
much,
thank
RTO.
you, man.
Yeah,
And
that's
hey,
nice.
man, I'll get a cup of tea with you and smoke a joint with you anytime.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that can only be a beautiful thing. Thank you very much.
All right, man. All love,
Yeah.
Real Talk Radio. We love y'all and have a good night.
Over and
Hey,
out from the mothership. See you later.
yeah.